All right, I think we already started this formula right here. And so we're going to go ahead and move down to problem 63. All right, so here we go. So on the difference quotient, let's see, we're going to start with 2 times x plus h squared plus x plus h minus 1. And we'll color code this. And then the next part is you subtract the original functions. So we're going to go ahead and put minus, and you got to put it in parentheses. So 2x squared plus x minus 1, and then all divided by h. So it looks pretty bad, but once you simplify it, it's really going to turn out to be pretty good. So let's see, let's start with this. We want to go ahead and square this. So let's see, we're going to have 2, and you want to keep that in, outside the parentheses. So when you square it, you get x squared plus 2x h, and then plus h squared. Okay, and then here we can just go ahead and basically just drop the parentheses. So plus x plus h, and then don't forget the minus 1. And then over here, we'll go ahead and distribute. So let's see, minus 2x squared minus x plus 1 all over h. All right, and so we do need to distribute this 2, but at the same time, we can actually start to kind of cancel some stuff out. And this should happen each time that we're going to find a bunch of stuff that will cancel out. So we'll go ahead and cancel those parts out. And we're left with this here and here. All right, so let's see if I can make room here. Let's see if we can fit it right here. So when we distribute, that's going to leave us with, let's see, 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared. And then don't forget the other parts that we still had here, the plus h and the minus 2x squared all over h. And so then you're going to see that we've got the 2x squared minus 2x squared, and that's going to cancel out. Okay. So when that cancels, we're going to be left with 4xh plus 2h squared plus h all divided by h. And so what I'm going to do here is I can go ahead and divide each one of those by h, and then that's going to be our final result. So right here, this h is going to divide into each one of these terms, and so it reduces down to 4x plus 2h, and then this is the one that you don't want to forget, that turns into a plus 1. A lot of people are like, oh, it cancels out and it's gone. Well, it actually reduces to a 1. So there we are. All right, so if you need to pause it, you can go ahead and pause it, but I'm going to go ahead and erase this so I have room for my next problem. The good news is the next couple ones are basically exactly like this one. They're going to be very similar. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so that should probably be good enough. All right, so the difference on this one here is we've got a negative in front of the x squared. So when we write the first part, which is f of x plus h, we're going to write negative parentheses x plus h squared plus 2 times x plus h. Okay, then don't forget the plus 4. Then we're going to subtract that function. So here we go. And all divided by h. There we go. All right. So you're basically going to see the same thing that we saw in the previous problem right here. And then here we're going to want to distribute the 2. All right, so here we go. So once again, that negative needs to wait until after I go ahead and square the binomial, which gives us x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And then we distribute the 2, so that would be plus 2x plus 2h. And then don't forget the plus 4. And then we distribute this here. Oops. There we go. We distribute that here, here, and there. So let's see. That'll give us, that turns into a plus. Oops, this is getting a little fidgety on me. All right. That'll be plus x squared. There we go. Minus 2x. Seems to be giving me some problems. Let's see if I can work out the kinks. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'll pick up again in a second on the new video. Okay, I think this is where I kind of paused it because things were kind of getting a little, the font was kind of disappearing. But so far we've squared the binomial, distributed in right here and over here in the red. And so we need to distribute this minus here. But we can save a little bit of time on reducing because we can already see here that the plus 2x and the minus 2x are going to cancel out, and the plus 4 minus 4 are going to cancel out, so we can go ahead and take care of that now. So we'll cancel those out. And so let's see, what's this going to leave us with? And once again, I'm probably going to have to take up some room on the next problem. So let's see, we're going to have a negative x squared minus 2xh, a minus h squared, and then this was left behind from what wasn't canceled out. So let's see, a plus 2h and a plus x squared all over h. And so then we're going to see again, we're going to see here is the, we are going to have some stuff cancel out here, the negative x squared and the plus x squared. And what's left behind is these three terms, and they're all divisible by h. So we'll do that. So our final result is going to be negative 2x minus h, and then plus 2. So that denominator canceled out an h from each term that was left of these three right here. And that's the pattern you'll see on these problems. And so we've got one more of these, and then we'll start our next section in a moment. So let's see, this next one, the difference is it's a combination of the previous two. We have a negative in front, and then there's also, there's a 2 there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's see, we got the negative 2, then we replace the x with x plus h squared plus 5 times x plus h. And we got a plus 7 here. And then let's see, now we're going to subtract the function. So here we go. All right. We'll cut that off right there. Okay. All right. All divided by h. Okay. And so once again, it's Groundhog Day. We're going to go ahead and square the binomial, which we're going to get the same result we've had in the previous couple problems. We'll go ahead and distribute the 5 right there. So let's see. We'll go ahead and scroll down some. Hopefully I can fit it down here. Here we go. So let's see. Negative 2. This is going to become x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Then we distribute that 5, so plus 5x minus 5h. And don't forget the plus 7. Now it's time to distribute this negative right here, which is just going to cause a sign change on all this stuff. So let's see, that'll turn into a plus. Let's see, 2x squared. Okay, then we get a minus 5x, and then a minus 7. And this will be all divided by h. And so once again, we're going to start seeing some things that we can't start canceling out now. So let's see, we've got the plus 5x minus 5x, the plus 7 minus 7. Okay, so go ahead and cancel those out. Now we need to go ahead and distribute that minus 2, and then don't forget about those parts right there that are left over. If we can fit this right here. So that should give us a negative 2x squared. Let's see, minus 4xh minus 2h squared. Okay, and then those parts that were not eliminated, let's see if we can fit that in here. Let's see, minus 5h and then plus 2x squared. I think I barely got it in there. All divided by h. It's kind of hard to see, but that should be a 2x squared right there, that last part. And so what's going to be nice here is that these two are actually going to cancel each other out because they're opposite. So minus 2x squared plus 2x squared. I'm going to go ahead and write down here. So let's see, I'll put it over here. So we're left with a negative 4xh minus 2h squared, and then a minus 5h, all divided by h. And so the last thing that we're going to see here is that everything is going to reduce by a factor of h. So that should leave us with, see, that's supposed to be a 4xh, okay. So when the h's cancel out here, that should just leave us with a negative 4x. And then the h cancels there. That should leave us with a minus 2h. This thing's going a little haywire on me. And then the last part, that should just be a minus 5. So hopefully that font will stay there for a moment. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so that is the very end of 2.2. And so I'm going to make a couple more videos of 2.3. And so hopefully this helps out. And the nice thing is you can rewatch it if you need to, or pause it as you watch through it. All right.